You are the great and mighty. You are the great and mighty. Great and mighty God. Oh, I will declare you are the only God. The only God. The only God. Oh, I will declare you are the only God. The only God I serve. How you doing? Beautiful afternoon in the city of Dallas, Texas. Welcome on board. It's another Friday called the Naked and Afraid Friday. We will do this every Friday. So thank you so much for joining again. Thank you for joining 2 weeks ago. Thank you for joining last week. Beautiful to see us again. May I know where you're experiencing this conversation from, please? What part of the world are you in? What country are you listening to me from today? I am in Dallas, Texas. Where in the world are you experiencing this conversation from? Last week, I think we had about 12 or 13 countries. So let's see how many countries we have today before we proceed with the conversation. So Nigeria is in the house, US is in the house, Ghana is in the house. What countries are here? London, United Kingdom is here. 4 countries, 4 countries, 4 countries in the house. Where else are we from? Canada is in the house. That's the 5th country. Thank you so much. Where else? Where else? We have 5 countries in the house already. Last week we had serious, like strange countries. Strange countries. I think we had Kenyans, we had South Africans, we had some islands and stuff. So please, where are you experiencing this conversation from? Presently, we have 5 countries. Yes, I see all of us. Ireland is here, so that's the 6th country. Good to see us all. Thank you so much. It's the Naked and Afraid Friday, and today we will be discussing how not to give an F about what people say. How not to give an F. You know what the F stands for? How not to give an F about what people say. And I will tell you how to pay attention, who to pay attention to, and how to let other people just be. Cameroon is in the house. Good to see us. That's the 7th country. St. Lucia is here. That's the 8th country. So thank you so much. Please tell your friends. This conversation is happening right now. It's going to be here for 30 minutes. Yes, there are 8 countries in the world represented today at the Naked and Afraid conversation this Friday. It is happening every Friday. So just ensure that this is part of your Friday schedule where you show up every evening, whatever time slot. My time slot, I think, is called CST. Yeah. It is 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., just 30 minutes conversation every Friday. And if you're part of my tribe, we're going to be having a tribe meeting tomorrow. I have invited one of my coaches to be there. He's going to train us for 2 hours, somebody who trained me on how to make my first $1 million. He will be there tomorrow, and then we'll also be networking. So if you're interested in joining my tribe, you can send me a DM for the entire 2023. It is $500. So there's somebody in the house that put his, what's it called? His flag. I don't know the meaning of that flag. Queen, what country is that, please? I say the flag, I say green, black, and yellow. But I don't know what that means. There are about 200 countries in the world. I think 198 or something. So I don't know the flag, but I would like to know. So if you can please let me know what your flag means, the country, I will appreciate it. So before we proceed, there are 8 countries already in the house. One more flag is going to clarify, and we will dive in. Oh, Jamaica, I should be there pretty soon. It is on my schedule for first quarter 2023. Yeah, so Jamaica, good, good, good. Thank you for clarifying. So now I know what Jamaican flag looks like. Good. So, how not to give an F about what people say about you, and at what point are you supposed to pay attention to what people are saying? At what point are you supposed to just leave them with their, their thoughts or whatever you call it? Yeah. So here is how I roll, and here is what works for me. And will this work for you? Maybe when you listen to it, if it makes sense to you, why not subscribe to it? If it doesn't make sense to it, not a big deal. You can just let it go. So at what point do you listen to people? At what point do you just say, I don't know what intention this is, or I don't know what is motivating this conversation, but man, it is what it is. So we're in a world where, because of social media, people feel like, oh, just 100 megabytes, 200 megabytes, they can see anything at any point in time to anyone. And one thing that I say to myself is the fact that because I have freedom of speech doesn't mean I should be a digital nuisance. So my freedom of speech is on my wall. But when I show up on somebody else's wall, I should be digitally responsible. So the fact that I have data and I have charged my phone does not mean that I should be a digital nuisance. Freedom of speech exists on my wall, but digital intelligence exists on other people's walls. My freedom of speech is on my wall. Once I cross over to somebody else's territory, once I visit their page, once it is their handle, what I have to do must be digitally intelligent. But I see that people don't understand boundaries, so they feel like freedom of speech means they can be a nuisance and just say everything they want to say without filtering those things. It is not everything you're thinking about that you must articulate, and it is not how you're thinking about it that you must say it. Your style of delivery is as important as the content of the message. So my freedom exists on my wall. But once I am leaving my wall to move into somebody else's wall, somebody else's house, somebody else's territory, I gotta be respectful. I can't control their page and mine, no matter how passionate I am, and no matter how much I think they are wrong. People have a right to be wrong. They have a right to be silly. And if you want to correct them, the template for correction is to correct in love. So you can jump from your wall and be a nuisance on people's walls just because you want to correct them. No, you are not the harbinger of wisdom. So the fact that you want to correct someone doesn't mean they are entitled to listen to you. You may have good intentions, but bad execution. And if you're so concerned about correcting them, there's something called a direct message. So you can send them a DM and say, oh, I saw this and I thought, but you can't send people DMs and say, oh, you are wrong, and go on to bastardize whatever you think that they are wrong about. You may also be wrong. You may just be confidently ignorant. So this is how I move. Number one, you will not see me spilling my wisdom or whatever on people's walls just anyhow. And you will not see me correct them in public. If I am so passionate about correcting you, I will send you a DM. I will send you a DM. If I am so passionate about correcting you, I will send you a DM. But if I can let it go, I will let it go. And it's not a matter of, oh, if you don't correct them, nobody will. Not exactly. Not exactly. While you want to correct them, you must correct them in love. And all of this, nobody will, not exactly. So feedback for me is, I know the people that are important to me. And I am bold enough to accept and acknowledge that they are important to me. If you're my friend, so I don't call everybody friend, that you are on my page or you follow me or in my tribe or around me doesn't mean that we're friends. It just means that you're an acquaintance and we're digitally connected, and it's fine whether on email or whatever it is. Cool. But the people that I call my friends know that we're friends. So because we're friends, I will listen to you. I will respect your point of view. It doesn't mean I will agree with it, but it means that I can accommodate both of us to share different opinions, and I'll be respectful about it. We don't always have to agree on things, and disagreeing on things does not mean that there's a problem. It just simply means that both of us think and we can explore our differences respectfully. So for my friends, I listen to them, but remember that I said I don't call everybody I meet, or the fact that we went to the same high school or college or master's degree or PhD, whatever it is, doesn't make us friends. That we're classmates doesn't make us friends. That we lived on the same street doesn't make us friends. That we used to be friends does not mean we're still friends. And it's totally fine. It's not a problem. So I listen to my friends. I listen to my mentors. For me to have you as a mentor, then I respect what you say. It doesn't mean that I would go 100% with it, but it just means that you are one of my anchors. And because I chose you as one of my anchors, then I will be responsible enough to consider your point of view and to consider what you're saying. Then, of course, I listen to my partner. Why will I choose you if I can't respect you? So respecting you does not mean I am going to follow everything you say. Respecting you means that I would consider what you have said and I would accommodate it. So part of the people that I will not prioritize, and it's not because I don't respect them, but because if I'm going to count the 50 most important people to me, they will most likely not be there. It would be my followers. And when I say my followers, hope you know that not everybody that follows you genuinely appreciates the fact that they follow you. Some are there for the day that, oh, they feel, oh yeah, she's in trouble. Now we can mess her up or drag her or sob, all of those things. So no matter the comments that my followers put on my wall, I have found a way around it. If I see that our values don't align, I will just restrict you on my wall. It just simply means you will no longer have access to my page. And it's pretty simple. It doesn't mean I'm upset or I'm angry. It just means that we don't have the same digital values, and it's totally fine. There are some of us listening to me today that what everybody says to you, you take to heart. And that's a major challenge because it is a picture of your self-awareness. That means that any stranger can mess you up, any stranger can insult you, any stranger can spoil your day, any stranger can mess up your mood, any stranger can just give you the F word. Like anybody that says anything you take to heart. Sometimes it is the fact that you overanalyze, and sometimes you over-explain, and sometimes you over-process things. No, there's absolutely nothing anybody's going to tell me on my page. The moment I see that you're stressing my page, I'm just going to restrict you. It can be while I'm having lunch or dinner, like you are the least of my issues. And because of that, I'm not going to prioritize you. I will not pretend that at my age, what everybody says to me matters. No. And I'm not available for a campaign, to be liked, to be respected. I'm not interested in being liked or respected. I like myself. I respect myself. That's the deal. People around me do. My friends have turned me to ice cream. Like they just They just romance me, my family members, people important to me. Yeah. The fact that you are not part of my 50 doesn't mean that there's a problem. It just simply means that all of us have to understand the voices that we honor. If you're someone who has gone ahead of me, so for me, if you're going to give me feedback, which is fine, once it sounds disrespectful, I don't have your time. You ain't gonna come into my wall or my page or my life, and just because you want to give me feedback, you feel you should insult me or you should be rude about it, or you are entitled to give me the feedback. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. If your feedback is not respectful, keep it. If your feedback does not come with dignity, keep it. The template of correction is correct with love. So if you're just going to do anyhow, just because you want to say something, keep it to yourself. Some of us have low self-esteem and inferiority complex because any stranger can say anything to anybody at any time. Anybody at any time. Like, you just wake up in the morning and then you check your wall and somebody says to you, if you're single, go and marry. And that's enough to mess up your day. Are you serious? Somebody who may be drunk, somebody who may be ill, someone who may be on drugs, someone who may be sleep typing, just says anything to you. Oh, go and marry, and that's the end of your day. Or someone comes up and says, oh, that's why you don't have a child. Sometimes they're even worse. They say something like, that's why you're barren, that's why this. Or some other people will come and say, oh, that's why you have a divorce. Or, people say terrible things to people online that they can't say to you in person. They are hiding behind their keypads. And anybody will just type anything on your wall and your entire day is scattered. And when people say to you, what's going on, what's wrong with you, you can't even articulate it because you can't say, somebody typed, like a freaking stranger said something and you're having a bad day. Are you serious? Not your parents, not your friends, not anybody that you have as an anchor. Just a freaking, and I'm using the word intentionally, just a freaking stranger. Really? Rate yourself now. Like, are you serious? Some of these freaking strangers are actually teenagers. Some are very young, like half your age. And they just say something to you and it just messes up your day. Are you aware you can mute them? Are you aware you can block their handle? And then now when you block people, you don't block them alone. On this Mark Zuckerberg enterprise, you can block their ancestors. So that means that even when they open new pages, no weapon close to you is going to prosper. Do you understand? So, how not to give an F about what people say about you? Number one, recognize your voices of instruction. How many are they? How many of your friends? How many of the people that you respect or mentors? Or maybe your proteges? Sometimes your proteges can correct you and it's totally fine. Recognize your voices of instruction so that when feedback comes from those angles, you can receive the feedback. If you are not a voice of instruction for me, I don't have your time. The only time I'm going to pay attention to you is if you have complimented me before. If you have never appreciated me, if you've never given me words of affirmation, if you've never complimented me, I will not prioritize your voice. Why is your voice loud during criticisms? Why is your voice loud for negative feedback under the guise of constructive criticism? Anybody can say anything, but not everybody can appreciate. Not everybody will send you words of affirmation. So if you cannot feed me, you cannot criticize me. That is my own whatever. That's my own way. Say, give me any feedback, but just ensure that the first time you're talking to me, it's not when you want to criticize me or when you want to, no. Where were you when I was doing well? Where were you when things were going on well? Why does it feel like the first encounter you're going to give someone, the first conversation you're going to give someone is something that is not healthy? And then you're like, oh yeah, it's constructive criticism, this and that. Keep it to yourself. No. And nobody is entitled to being listened to. You will never see me give you one word of advice or word of wisdom. If you're not close to me, even when you're close to me, I keep my mouth shut. That's why I prefer to be paid for my service. Because that simply means that when you pay me, you have given me the license to tell you the truth in love. Do you understand? So the first thing you need to do is recognize your voices of instruction. So many of us just listen to the wind. People say lots of things to you, and I remember somebody saying to me that, oh, when are you getting married? And I just smiled. And the person was like, I asked you a question. And I said, I don't owe you an answer. You don't even know if I'm married. Like, what do you really know about my life? Nothing. So, but I didn't see it on social media. I said, when did social media become the GPS of my life? You don't know if I have children. You don't know if I'm married. You don't know anything about me. It's what I post that you see. And I only post my work. And then the person kept quiet. But it was my own way of saying boundaries are very good. Mind your business, man. We're not friends. We don't have a relationship. And somewhere along the line, you feel like I owe you some personal detail. No. And I'm just going to let you know so that you don't do it next time. Because when I smiled, it was my own way of saying, not today, Satan. But since you decided to push it, I just wanted you to know. And just in case you feel I'm not married and you're hoping that I will get married or whatever you think it is, you ain't going to be there. I'm not going to invite you. So what are we really talking about? Was I at your wedding? What's going on? Was I there? Why are you stressing me? It's the same way people are going to say, when are you going to have your child? When is this child going to have a younger one? Who are they to you? Before you receive feedback from people, the first question you should ask yourself is this a voice that I recognize as a voice of instruction? If it is not, just put whatever they say anywhere. Oh, thank you, Beryl. Yes, I'm beautiful. Thank you. Just ask yourself a question. Who is this person to me? Is this a voice of instruction? If it is not a voice of instruction, let it just go into voicemail. Don't even honor the voice. Not every voice is the voice of truth. Some are the voices of envy or maybe jealousy or bitterness of evil, whatever it is. Why or how do you think that everybody that says something to you mean well? No. That is why you need to know your voices of instructions. I have about 50 of them. My friends, some of my family members, my mentors, and people that I respect. Once you get out of that bracket, I'm going to use my discretion to listen to you or not. And then if you have never complimented me before or appreciated me, I will not recognize your voice. Your voice cannot be loud during criticisms. Like, where were you when I was really doing well? Where were you when you could have just said, I like everything you've been posting or some of the things you've been posting or whatever it is. You don't appreciate people. You didn't have data during appreciation. You didn't have data when it was time to affirm or say congratulations or whatever it is, but you had data to criticize. Have you eaten? Are you well? Don't do that with me. No. I'm not on earth to be liked and respected by you. Keep both of them in your pocket, man. It does nothing to me, man. I don't vibe like that. No. I take pleasure in appreciating people. I take pleasure in giving people words of affirmation. I take pleasure in making people feel good. If you followed my page, I post actors, actresses. Half of them I've never met before. I push you. I just romance you and just make you feel good. If you do not have data for love, for appreciation and words of affirmation, and the only thing your data is for is to say, I disagree, I just want to comment, I'm not even available for your disagreement. When I post something, and you don't like it, it's fine. Share your opinion. When you say you disagree, I didn't call you into an agreement. What are you disagreeing for? Just share your opinion. And then when you say you disagree, and then you now proceed to speak, that means that something within you actually feels that whatever you are about to say, that you have not said, or you now finally said, is better than what has been said. Why? What if you are wrong? What if both of us are actually wrong? And what if both of us are right? Like, there's some digital drama that people do that I never understand. Wise people don't go up and about doing rubbish. You just leave your wall where you have your freedom of speech. The only place you have your freedom of speech is your wall. Once you travel from your wall and you take a trip or take trips to other people's walls, there's something called digital intelligence. You don't be a digital nuisance because you charged your phone or you have data on your phone or you just topped up your data plan. No. So the first thing for me about feedback is I don't mind the feedback, but I just want to be sure if you're one of my voices of instructions. If you're not a voice of instruction, I'm going to put you in voicemail. Number 2 is I'm also going to check your intention. Sometimes it may be jealousy or envy. It may be bitterness. Number 3, if you have never appreciated me before, I am not going to receive any feedback from you. You cannot have data for criticism and not have data for feedback and love and appreciation. You just want to go up and about giving people negative feedback under the guise of criticisms, constructive criticisms? No. That same data, you are going to use it to broadcast lovely messages to people. If you cannot do that, you can't broadcast your correction. Keep it to yourself. Number 4, don't overrate yourself when you're giving people feedback. It's not that deep. You may actually be wrong. Anybody close to me will tell you, I am so slow to give feedback. The only time I give feedback boldly is when I'm paid for it. The moment you don't pay me for it, I just keep my mouth shut. Until I have that level of access with you, and I think that you trust me enough to know my intention, then I would give you the feedback. But I'm not going to give you feedback because I think, oh, I'm the emotions doctor, a PhD, whatever it is. No, I don't have all the knowledge. And nobody has to listen to me. Nobody owes me obedience. No, so I don't overrate myself also. Some of you listening to me today, people on your wall just say things to you and then you're fighting. You won't see me fight on my wall. If I correct you once and I just see that whatever spirit is in you is strange to me, I want to restrict you and your ancestors. People call it blocking. I don't call it blocking. I just see that there's a digital difference. It's not that deep. You just carry yourself and go somewhere else. If you want to fight, we don't fight here. And I block people as often as possible. I'm not upset about it, nothing. Like, I can be eating my best food, pepper snail, right now I have smoothie here. I'm waiting for it to just defrost and it's gone. Pepper snail, plantain, like, I can be doing things that give me joy and I'm blocking you and your ancestors. It's called ancestral blockage. Thank you. And it has nothing to do with how I feel. No, just because you have data does not mean you should talk to people anyhow. If you were not raised or trained, won't you raise and train yourself? How old are you? Just want to go up and about insulting people? No, I block you for a living. I don't fight with you on my wall at all. I don't even have the time. I'm still struggling to make use of 24 hours. If you see my schedule, you will know that the last thing on my mind is trying to reply a comment. Once I just see that your ways are close to the ways of the chief of staff of Lucifer, you're gone. If I'm correcting you, I actually love you. How old are you? If you see me in person, in real life, you ain't going to repeat that thing. Do I look like someone you're going to say rubbish to in real life? You just have to hide behind your keypad. I'm going to tell you where my office is. Bring your mouth to my office. Come say it again. You can't keep blaming how you were raised Come. How old are you that you want to blame your parents till you die? Are you serious? When are you going to take responsibility? So all of us that give an F, when people give us feedback, you just go and cry. Who is making you cry? That's the first question you should ask. There's nothing you are going to tell me that as I am like this, I'm extremely shameless, meaning that garment of shame that people usually wear so that they will respect and like them. I do not have it. I don't care about your likeness. I don't care about your respect. I like myself. I respect myself. My friends love me to pieces. My family members are going to die for me. My partner is in love with me, and that's how we roll. Those are the important people to me. Every other person is the icing on the cake. So if you actually think that, oh, if I unfollow her, she's going to know, I ain't going to know. Last month, I had 51,000 followers. Before this live session, I think I'm on 79,000 or something. I don't even know where they're coming from. I appreciate it, but if you're my word to stress me, you're going to go back to wherever you came from. I don't care. I'm not an influencer that get paid because of numbers or stuff. No. I just come online to educate people for free. So in doing my free education, you think that somewhere along the line in this bloody world where all of us are struggling to remain alive, I just survived a damn pandemic. I'm an ancestor, man. You know what that is? The last time people survived the pandemic was 1918. And that pandemic has been there 2019 to 2023. And then here you are trying to stress me? No. I just survived a damn pandemic. I'm trying to survive an inflation. I still pay salaries. I dare not owe them for one day. I still feed my family. I still feed myself. And then I still create time to show up online for free education. And then the last thing you want to do is come and tell me that, why's your glasses blue? Why's your nose pointed? Have you eaten? I don't even care. I'm just going to restrict you and your ancestors till you train yourself on how to talk to strangers. Have you ever met me before? You will most likely not meet me till I die. So what's going on? I'm a damn ancestor. If nobody's going to tell you I am one. 100 years from now, they're going to be telling me my great-great-great-great-grandmother, Dr. Alabi, and then I put my husband's surname and stuff. Come. All of you just, the humans who are blown by wind by what anybody says, somebody's calling you barren or childless or whatever the English is, and you're almost committing suicide. Are you serious? Somebody who may be drunk, who may be on drugs, who may not be well, who may be sleep typing. Those are the human beings that you want to die for? And then when they ask you what's going on with you, you don't say, somebody types like a freaking stranger insulted you. What? Before your insult will pain me, you will try. As I am like this, I am like an onion. Go on, I lived in Mushin, Lagos State, Nigeria for 18 years. Do you understand? Mushin, Lagos, Nigeria is the center of insult. Insult that converts and evangelizes insult. Do you understand? If you are looking for insult, it's in Mushin. I survived it didn't pain me. Then I went to Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ogun State, Nigeria, for my college, my first degree. If you go to Osu, you will know that we were raised in insult. I did not die. I lived in Nigeria, Lagos. Second worst city to live in the world. World, I didn't say in the one country, in the world though. I didn't die. It's now at age 39, you that you just discovered your voice and you now have small money for data. You are now looking for whose grandmother and ancestor to insult. It's now me. Me, an ancestor. You that if not for God, I should turn you into a cat or a rat. Or maybe a guinea fowl or something. Me that I'm not ordinary. If not for God and emotional intelligence, some of you, the moment you insult people like this, we should just turn you into a parrot or a dog. Or dog is even very respectful abroad. I should just even turn you into a khaki or a mosquito. On a normal day, if you see me outside like Iyagbokon, the actress, you know there's one woman, one Yoruba woman that acts Yoruba film. Her name is Iyagbokon. I don't know the original name. But if you see that woman in real life, even on Twitter, will you insult her? You will go and insult Iyagbokon. Are you crazy? Iyagbokon that if I see in movies, I'm scared. Not to talk about real life. Me, at my age, I saw her today mistakenly on Instagram. Mistakenly. You know Iyagbokon, that one that uses her teeth to bite penis in movies, so Yoruba film. Go and Google Iyagbokon. When you see her face, I mistakenly saw her face on Instagram today. Somebody's picture. I fled. You will insult Iyagbokon in real life. If you don't have respect, I'm the Iyagbokon of your generation. If you come close, I will turn you into a mosquito. Who do you even think you're not even insulting your grandmothers? Go and insult Iyagbokon and see what will become of you. Whether she's a witch in real life or not, you don't want to find out. Some of you don't even have respect. Is it because all of us are using social media? One interviewer was interviewing Iyagbokon. Let me remove my jacket for you people, because I now have you people's time. One interviewer was interviewing Iyagbokon. The guy wanted to ask Iyagbokon a question. The question was, the way you act this your movies, is beyond the script they gave you. It's like this thing is real for you in life. It was trying to, turn it into whatever it was. It was trying to package it. Iyagbokon said, let me help you say what you are afraid of saying. She now said that what you are trying to say is to ask me that in real life, am I really a witch? The guy now prostrated that no, that's not what is really said. That's the fear of Iyagbokon. Even me, as Iyagbokon helped him to explain it, I was praying for him. Lest you become Tete's fly. But some of you are here with 200 megabytes data. You are allowing strangers to insult you and it's paining you to heart. Your neighbor is insulting you, is hurting you. Strangers, so if you come, I'm not ordinary, I'm the Iyagbokon of your generation. If you come close, whatever I turn you into is what you will become. I can turn you into toilet roll, I can turn you into paper towel, I can turn you into wipes, anything. In fact, wipes is even better because wipes, they use you to clean that part that I should not mention. Very strange behavior. The first day I set my eyes on Chief Peter Edochie, I went to see him in Enugu. I was with him for 2 days. When I saw him, what you people used to see in movies, what I saw in real life, I was scared. I sat in the sky. I wasn't even sure I was breathing. Some of you, I will turn you into boiled yam, but they won't eat you. That's what I'm going to do. They won't eat you. We will just boil you and keep you. You will just now be spoiling there. Strangers are just opening their mouth, wow, and it's affecting your mood. Go and insult Iyagbokon if they born you well. If I tell you that Iyagbokon is my grandmother, you will come and insult me. You will not even want to find out whether she's a witch or not. And then you're not saying, witches don't have power until you... I don't know whether they have power or not, but I don't want to find out. Because that's when it will shock you. I don't want to know who has power, who does not have power. I just want to stay on my lane. How not to give an F about what people say about you? Number one, when people are bringing their anything they want to bring, the first question you should say is this my voice of instruction? If they are not a recognizable voice of instruction, then anywhere you want to put them, good. Number two, use your discernment of spirit. Some of them have kind intentions and they will deliver the correction in love. Fantastic. Those ones that deliver correction with bitterness, with envy, with jealousy, delete them, block them, and give them future blocking. Because now when you block online, it affects their future. Number three, very crucial, is to say to yourself, this feedback from this person, has this person ever appreciated me before? If they have data for correction, they must have data for affirmation. If they can't correct you, if they can't appreciate you, if they can't do any beautiful, if they can't say any beautiful word to you, don't accept any feedback from them. Number 4, when you are giving feedback, give it with humility. You are not the word of wisdom. You are not the omni anything in anybody's life, and nobody is entitled to listen to you. No, people have a right to say, well, what you have said is true, but I don't want. Yeah. Your feedback does not cancel their fundamental human rights. Because I just see different manifestations. People are traveling from their wall. It is only your word that you have freedom of speech. When you move to somebody else's wall, digital intelligence must go with you. If you don't have home training, train yourself. All of you that tighten feedback to your chest, except it's feedback from the person you are sleeping with. If you are not sleeping with them and they are not giving you orgasm, don't tighten anything to your chest too. I'm telling you. The only time you should tighten something small to your chest is from the orgasm dispenser. Once they are not dispensing orgasm and they are not touching you where you want them to touch you, don't tighten anything to your chest too. I'm telling you the truth, because you're just going to have anxiety, panic attack, back pain, body pain, high blood pressure, hypertension, just because one person gave you one feedback. The only feedback that will affect you is from your orgasm dispenser. Once they don't have the capacity to help you ejaculate, don't tighten anything to your chest, so you're going to die. Because some of you are here saying, Lydia, I'm emotionally troubled. I don't have capacity to come to what's the word? I'm not counseling anybody for free. I am a professional, not an NGO. I get paid for my service. If you are not giving me orgasm, I'm not tightening anything to my chest. No matter who you are, spiritually, I am sound. Scientifically, I have sense. Financially, I have sense. Emotionally, I'm normal. The only feedback that can stress me small is from my orgasm dispenser. If I am not collecting anything from you that gives me orgasm, whoa, let's respect ourselves. So I will listen to what you have said, but I will not tighten it to my chest. So if you think that your feedback is the word of God, you are stressing yourself. You are stressing yourself. It's you and your ancestor. How many word of God? Me, that I gave my life when I was 19, is the person also be using God to stress. Whoa, me and God, we know ourselves. There's no God that you are bringing close. I want to use as one surprise. God is not a surprise to me. When I'm saying, I saw you in my dream. Whoa, wake up, I saw something. Don't stress me. God can show me also. Whoa, there's no monopoly in the spiritual realm. Coach Rama, my woman of God. Rama is my baby girl. Whoa, there's no spiritual monopoly. All those ones that you saw one dream, you were in one trance, you now were saying me. Whoa, let God show me. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Oh. You are not my spiritual consultant. It's not that deep. All those ones that they are using to collect your money, they are using they are just using to collect your small salary, the salary that they will still tax. Anything that you see that you are really bothered about, just tell God to show me. Don't consult anything for me spiritually. I don't need your prayers. I know how to pray. My mouth is not praying me. How to pray? Is that not how to pray? Once you can open your mouth, you can pray. All those ones that people are doing spiritual middleman so that they can collect task. That be tax in no deal. The only person that can stress me small, the stress is even 10%, is an orgasm dispenser. If I am not collecting orgasm from, don't stress me. Me and you are both spiritual. Come and bring one revelation that only you and your spirit understands. I don't collect spiritual consulting. You know the reason why? Because my self-awareness is high. Don't stress me because I'm not stressing anybody. I'm not giving people vision. I'm not giving them dream. I'm not giving them any interpretation that they are paying for. You understand? With my knowledge, I can even turn what I can do spiritually and scientifically into an industry. I will use hypnotism. I will just hypnotize you. I will just do everything. Do you understand? And I will collect the money. I will take you to spirit and bring you out. I will take you to science and bring you. I will collect all the money. I'm not doing any. Me that has the capacity and the knowledge to do it, I'm not doing it. You that we just even gave you application form and considered you, do you understand? You are even learning. You are now using your learning to stress somebody else. Whoa, I'm just here to let you know. All those people that used to say things to you, and then you will now say, you know, what's really hurt me, you know, I'm depressed, I'm suicidal, somebody said, the moment you are about 25, every voice that wants to be higher than your voice, reduce it. I don't want to know who they are, except you know, you have confirmed it, that wisdom lives in them. Solomon was a wise man, but when it got to relationship, it was a disaster. You can be wise in an area and be foolish in another area, but you won't hear that on your pulpit. Solomon was wise in the area he was supposed to be wise. When it got to relationship and marriage, it was a disaster. But you will not hear that part. You'll be hearing Solomon, 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 as if it was the anchor of wisdom. Which wise person will have 1,000 women? 1,000 people who were seeing their period. Do you know what it is to live with one woman who has menstrual pain? Not to talk of 1,000 of them. And how many children did he now finally have? A man with 1,000 wives. Do you understand? Yeah, but you will not hear the balance. Solomon was wise, but when it got to relationship, it was very foolish. You cannot be wise with 1,000 women. You cannot. But of course, they will not give you balance. It's the same way you'll be hearing a wise woman builds a house. What is the husband doing? Destroying the house they are building. Abi, can one person finish the house? If you want a wise woman to build the house, you will supply the ingredients. Yeah, any house that you desire to be built, you will bring the ingredients. If you bring rubbish, you will not see a house. That's why you'll be hearing men want peace. Is it part of the ingredients you are supplying? The person who is cheating is the one who says all men want is peace, but he's cheating on his wife. Criminals. All men want is cheat, but he's very unfaithful. All men want is peace. All men want is peace, but it's not peaceful. But they should manufacture peace and give him. You are seeing the report card in your country. I'm happy. Thankfully, there are 10 countries here. So you've seen the report card. Instead of solving the problem, you are focusing on somebody else to take responsibility. A man is cheating. You go and blame the woman. Are you normal? What is stopping you from holding the cheat accountable for his actions? But no, somebody else should go and pray while he's wandering with ejaculation. Well, every time I gather here, I hope you know that I'm not here. I don't have any political motive, so I don't need your vote in future. Neither am I available to be liked or respected. Anything you want to do, do it with your chest. But the truth in love is on my wall. All men want is peace. But he's the chief ejaculator of the street. Everybody knows him. That the moment he has an erection, he must look for a woman. But all he wants is peace. Men love respect, but they don't have self-respect. Very crazy. I don't even understand what it is. In fact, sometimes when they even say some things, I'm just like, how did I get to listen to this kind of thing? A human being that lacks self-respect is the one looking to be respected. If you desire respect, respect yourself first. All men want is respect. Does he have self-respect? Chief ejaculator, minister of erection. Thankfully, when I was getting married, I knew who I would marry. I do. As I am like this, anything you don't bring, don't stress me. My life is beautiful. Do you understand? So, I have said 4 things on how not to give an F. This will be on my wall and it will be on my YouTube page. And then tomorrow, if you're a part of my tribe, we're going to have our family meeting, 3 hours. We're networking, and one of my mentors who taught me, thank you for buying the badge, Crystal, who taught me how to make $1 million is going to be there to talk to us for 2 hours. So if you want to join my tribe, it's $500 for the entire year, January to December. Send me a DM to join. We have a meeting tomorrow. So today is the final day to join for the month of January. So to be there, just send me a DM and then we'll take you from there. So I hope that you feel better now. It's not everybody that you should listen to. And any voice that is higher than your voice should be let off. Why are you prioritizing different voices? Strangers, neighbors, classmates. Like, when you rate yourself, you will know the voice to prioritize. Listen to feedback, but prioritize the voices. You don't take every feedback from everyone. Are you serious? It's the same way. Do you accept food from everybody? If you're not accepting physical food from everybody, including strangers, why are you accepting emotional food? Why are you accepting mental food? If you don't sleep at everybody's houses, or what is that English correct? I don't even know. If you can't pass the night at a stranger's house just like that, why are you receiving what they're saying just like that? If you can't keep your child with a total stranger just like that, why are you receiving what they're saying? Any normal parent knows that you just can't drop your child off anymore. You can't say, oh, that's just my neighbor. I want to quickly get bread. No, you must trust who your child is with. What if you return and the child is dead? It has happened before. Children get drowned, children get stolen, they get raped, they get killed. So that's the same way you're going to guard your heart with all diligence. You don't take random feedback from random people. Do you understand? Thank you, Kanye, for buying the badge. You don't take random feedback from random people. You just eat everything. Anything goes as long as they say it. Are you serious? No. When I was younger, back in Lagos, Nigeria, I could buy food from the roadside. But after a while, I stopped. You know the reason why? I started having money, and then it occurred to me that I didn't want to die. Wealthy people don't want to die. They just eat grass under the guise of vegetables. You know, just eat all those things, salad, vegetables. It's really grass, but yeah, it's okay. We've packaged it. Yeah, vegetables, take smoothie, go for exercises. When you get to a point in your life, you don't eat anything you don't trust. And then you start going to places where you think you trust. That's why sometimes it now looks like, okay, you're going to expensive places because now you are paying attention to your water, where you're eating and all of those things. You can't give me food from the roadside anymore. You want to kill me? There was a time you couldn't kill me. Do you understand? I was younger. Right now, I'm an elderly person. I'm an ancestor. I just survived a damn pandemic. I need to emphasize that. Damn pandemic. So I'm not going to eat anything from the road, no matter how hungry I am. No. Because I don't want to die. No. I'm not one of those people who say, oh, heaven is the goal, this and that. Earth is the goal for me for now. I'm bringing heaven on earth. When I'm close to 90, we'll be talking about heaven is the goal. Now, earth is the goal. I'm bringing heaven on earth every morning. Don't stress me with your heavenly design of diamond, gold. I beg. Earth is the goal. I'm not saying to follow me. It's my own. I'm saying you. Do you understand? Earth is the goal. I'm not even doing soft life. I'm doing fluffy life. Fluffy. If the spirit of stress is upon you, avoid me. Avoid me. All those ones say, we'll get our reward in heaven. Go and collect your own reward in heaven. My reward is on earth. I'm going to leave generational wealth for my family members. Do you understand? I will leave generational wealth. A good name is better than gold. I will leave name and gold. Name and gold. If my parents left name gold for me, do you know what I will be doing with my life now? Me that I'll just be on one ocean, just spreading my leg and just speaking in tongues. The reason why I'm not on the ocean is because I'm working hard. If I had money, like the money that I'm looking for, you will not even see me. So don't let us deceive ourselves. So maybe heaven is your own goal. For now, earth is the goal, where I'm bringing heaven to earth every morning. When I'm 90, we'll be discussing heaven. Thank you for buying the bar, Son of King. Yeah. So I hope that with these few points of mine, I've made you know that you don't need to prioritize strange voices, strangers' voices. For example, guys, ladies say a lot of things to guys and they just go ballistic. What's the word? Yeah, they just go crazy. Guys are competing with each other, looking for how to snatch women. Like, things are going on. And I'm just like, what's really happening in this world? The moment anybody wakes up with data, they can mess up your day. Are you serious? They can just make you feel sad. They just type it and press send. The moment they send it, and they are not your voice, they are not your voices of instruction, they've never appreciated or given you words of affirmation before, you don't even know who they are. As they press send, block them and their ancestors. Block them and their ancestors. Too many people are sad over people they would never meet in life. I remember one day somebody saw me at a worship center. I just went to the worship center that day. It was in Lagos, Nigeria. And then she said, she said something to me on my wall and I blocked her and I was just looking at her smiling because I was even in shock. I'm like, I don't even know you. You are the one who recognized me. I don't even know you. And I was like, oh, okay, good to know. And I was still smiling. And she was like, yeah, that she thought I didn't want feedback. So I allowed her finish. I was smiling. And then when she finished, I left. And then she followed me. And she was like, you're not going to say anything? I said, no. She was like, oh, really? I said, yeah. The fact that you want to always say, I don't want to say anything. As I didn't want to hear you online, I also don't want to hear you offline. And there's nothing personal about it. Some of you are just very... Okay, I think that I disappeared for a while. Some spirit held the data. You know, and the fact that you want to say something, it's okay to want to say something. But like I said, don't feel entitled to being like they have to listen to you. Number two, if you've never appreciated people, I say that intentionally. If you've never appreciated people, don't go out to be criticizing them. It shows a lack of personal love. And I say it to myself also. I'm not going to open my mouth if I've never told you how beautiful you are, how you inspire me, just in case you do. I want to admire you quietly. So if I admire you, you're going to know. But I would not open my mouth to come for you under the guise of correct in love. No, I'm going to wait. And it's okay for people to make mistakes. All of us are flawed. We make mistakes. So don't go up and about with like a names of noisemaker shit or trying to see, oh, who am I going to say this to? There was one lady that I restricted from my wall. And it was so funny. I posted something. And then that day she just wrote, oh, thank you so much, Edie. You inspire me. She now put in brackets, I'm appreciating you now so that the day I want to criticize you, I can. You know, and I found that very cheeky. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I just restricted her from my wall. Because I'm like, what kind of mindset is this? Is love a stranger to you? Is kindness strange to you? Is compassion strange to you? Can you just genuinely appreciate people and leave it there? Like you say something and then you put in brackets so that, no. So I'll see you next week, Friday. It's been a beautiful time. Thank you for hanging out with me once again. I would leave it on my wall. It would also be on my YouTube page. Tribe members, if you've joined my tribe, to join my tribe, it costs $500 a year, January to December. If you've joined my tribe, I will see you for our 3 hours conversation tomorrow where you can ask me any question on anything and it will be recorded so that you can listen to it again and you can ask me any private question, and whatever we say in the tribe stays in the tribe, and we'll have our family meetings every month. So 3 hours every month, and my role model would be there. I hosted Mr. Leke Order last month and it was exceptional. People are still listening to this content that he shared, on how to increase your personal and professional influence. So to join my tribe, you can send me a DM, and I'll see you again next week, Friday, the same time, the same channel, at the Naked and Afraid Show. I love you. I appreciate you. And remember not to give an F about what anybody and everybody says about you. Prioritize your voices of instruction, respect them, honor them. But no, don't listen to everyone. Don't honor every voice. Yeah, I said it. There are 8 billion people and not all of us are wise. So you can't honor every voice. There are voices of bitterness, voices of jealousy, voices of envy, voices of confusion, all of those things. You can't honor them. You must be able to discern. I'll see you next week at the Naked and Afraid Show. I love you.